Welcome everybody. It is round one of the wait, let me check my notes here. The European Sprint Series. Your guess is as good as mine why it's called that. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round one. It is literally LeMans in all but name. I have no idea why. Hope you guys are doing well. New season 2021. It feels like it's going to be a cracker of a race, and we're at Sebring International Raceway once again. The current in-game time is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, with a track length of almost 6 kilometers, track altitude of just under 19 meters. Skies are clear with a 5-kilometer easterly wind. Track temperature is going to be 25 degrees Celsius, and myself and Craig are back once again for another series. So, Craig, how are things?
Good evening, Rob. Good evening, everybody. I'm doing fine. I'm here ready for the European. Hang on. I gotta read the next page. European Sprint Series. Yes. No, I'm back. New name. Who this? We're back. That's all that matters. Brand new season, brand new year, and we're back with only the finest LMP1 drivers, some of the top LMP2 drivers, and some of the best GTE drivers in LMP1 cargo. Brrr, as it goes around turn 1. I had to get that out there. It's a very interesting field. 4.3k strength of field for the LMP1s, a 3.2 for the LMP2s, and those GTEs are a dead even free. They're probably not a dead even, but we're rounding up to the nearest 100, so you get the idea. Some new names, some old names. But at the top of the sheet at the moment is Lennart Ratter. I apologize if I've not pronounced that right.
We're gonna get
things up.
I would like to point out, by the way, it's a new name of the series. It's got a new logo and everything, but the only consistent thing is us and getting names wrong. I mean, it's just a given, isn't it? Like, trust us to not be correct about names, period. I mean, we will get...
Really?
I mean, what is this? Ishmael Yakubu, what's he What is that? It looks like a monster... Yeah, I'm looking at his car. It's just like a Monster Energy thing. But, oh no, it's a Christmas... It's a Christmas-themed RLR car. I'll call them RLR because they're not a high-vis jacket. They're actually in proper colors. It's the Xmas livery.
It's no longer a high-vis. Are you happy? It's no longer a high-vis jacket.
It's no longer a high-vis jacket. I'm happy with that. Oliver Dean, cool as ever, coming back. Welcome back to everybody who's back again. ESS is back. S is back. Tell a friend.
S is back. Yeah, tell a friend. Well, Salmon's just taken P2 with a 1:45.367. It's a very small LMP1 field today. 7 cars in the LMP1 field. The only car not set a time yet and currently out on track for the LMP1s with 2 minutes and 10 remaining is Sam Ackwood.
That's not a Christmas. That's not a Christmas livery. That's just literally you putting a hat on a chibi art thing and saying that's Christmas.
So anyway, we talked about the LMP1s. Be over the LMP2s. Chris McGrath already taken his. You know what? He's done his one lap. He said, "I'm okay with that." Didn't do another one at 1:44.707. Oliver Brandt in P2 and Efkan Bukai. Or Bucky. Sorry, is it Bukai or Bucky? I think it's Bucky. Uchasegas as well there. New name. Rene Burr. Pedro Majes. Some new names everywhere, including even in the GTE field. Adam Isakson. Nope. I apologize.
By the way, guys.
I tried it once and I failed.
By the way, guys. Track Cams 2 back again with us. Pleasure to have the Cams. This is going to be epic to see in the 12-hour cams of Sebring. By the way, check us out. Check out our membership. You know, The kiss will make it more effective. We've got emotes now. We got open to memberships. If you want to become a member, consider joining. Oh no, Philip Plurn is not going to get another lap. He's run out of fuel.
Oh, that's... Are you sure he... No,
oh my god.
He already did his 2 laps.
Oh my god.
He already did his 2 laps.
Lewis Woods.
You okay?
He's... Lewis Woods. He's got a high-vis jacket on. Look at him.
Calm down. Calm down.
I can make another joke. I can do it.
Rob, no. Rob.
I really want to make another joke.
Rob.
Goddammit.
Rob, qualifying's over. Qualifying's over. Let's go over the qualifying. Leave the high-vis jackets alone. You know what happened last time? Jake came round to your house and capped your knees off, okay? You know what happened? Let's not have it again.
Oh, yeah. The medical
sorry,
expenses.
Jake was sorry.
The medical
sorry,
expenses.
Jake. Sorry.
The medical expenses.
What happened again, Jake? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Jake.
Anyway, qualifying is over. So, let's get on with the results. And, of course, we were saying Lennart Ratit. If someone knows the pronunciation, I apologize. Tell them I apologize. I will get that right. But Lennart, pole 134.649. Don't have to take our time, by the way, Rob. The full pace lap, so we can take our time. Alex Salmon, P2 at 135.367, and Ismail Yakubu at 135.605. Jan Corbs in fourth at 135.853, and Taylor Mills at 136.508. Sam Blackwood, a 137.913 in sixth. Lewis Woods in seventh at 138.961. So quickly over to those LMP2s, and Chris McGrath 144.707. Only did 1 lap. It was good enough. They kept in pole. Oliver Brandt, P2 at 144.805, and Efkan Burkay at 144.960. Then Nathan Jew, 145.053. Wouters Seegers at 145.163. Rene Burr at 145.391. David Rosino S is back at 145.597. Drew Lloyd at 145.623. And Pedro Mijas with a 146.149.
Getting to the GTEs now. It's... Oh, God damn it. How do you say that? Is Axon with a 154.699?
Yeah, something like that.
The car number 9 with a 154.698. Marquis with a 155.027. Oliver Dean with a 155.033. Dardenne with a 155.097. Plurn with a 155.579. Janey with a 155.701 in 6th position. Pechet with a 155.724. Andrug with a 155.805. Oh my goodness gracious. Verdolivo with a 155.932. Spadachon with a 155.962. Dewin with a 150. He was doing a 155.976.
Damn it!
Spell out.
You know the correct pronunciation for Dutch is Van Der. You've got to keep the Van Der. It's Van Der doing. Come on.
Spalletta with a 155.985. Ekmanis with a 156.033. Massey with a 156.234. Pierce with a 156.421. Chakino with a 156.557. And Orate with a 156.633.
Yeah, couple non-qualified quickly. Wojciech Ratazic with the LMP2, the non-qualified for the LMP2. Marc-Andre Laroche in 36th for the GTEs, and then Andreas Meringer in 35th for the GTEs. And yes, welcome to Raidillon TV. If you've never met us before, because we're like from the British Isles, an island. We're not that good with foreign names, so apologies in advance. Well, not in advance. We've already done our bad. So if you do watch us back, please, by all means, get hold of us on our Discord. Link underneath the video. If you would like to correct our pronunciations, we do apologise. We do the best we can. One thing I will say though is Ixon. Hello, I know that logo. That's the Casa de Mos, the holiday villa in the Algarve, on the side of Adam's GTE Porsche. By the way, for the Porsches, we got a mix. I mean a mix. The only car not represented is the Ford. We've got Ferraris, Porsches, and Chevys. I can't believe I almost forgot that. I mean, and also in the LMP ones, we do have that one Porsche. We have that one Porsche, which is Lennart.
The one Porsche that I think qualified P1.
Almost a second faster. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Porsche does. Remember, LMP1s have had a tyre change this season. The grip hacks, as they used to call them, has gone a little bit. The boost will be strong for Lennart, but how long can Lennart keep that lead against the likes of Salmon, Jacobu, Corbs, and Mills, and of course Blackwood and Woods, all 6 behind are tough cookies. LMP2s have had a change to the refueling. Pipette's still there, but the refueling's just going to be a little bit better, and the GTEs have had some changes as well. The 12-second gap between the GTEs and the LMP2s. There is a 10-second gap between the LMP2s and the LMP1s. But, Rob, as they come down the back straight, as they come down the Ullman straight, coming into Ullman, I'm going to drag this out as long as I can. This is the first race for the broadcast of the European Sprint Series on Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Please, Rob, as they come around the Sunset Bend, take it away.
As they come around Sunset now, Lennart Rout will lead them off. Car number 4 in LMP1. Car number 5 is to his right. That is the car number 5 of Alex Salmon. Watch for the lights as they come around. Remember, the issue that they were having around here before when they did the meme race in week 13 is that they were having issues, and then off they go. The green flag waves. Barney is waving like mad. You can already hear in the background the GTEs going off, and then the LMP2s are also having a little bit of a look in. That is Ishmael Yacobu looking on the inside of Alex Salmon coming around the first corner, and he didn't actually commit. He looked like he was going to, and then he decided no. We already have a GTE that's not taking part in the start, but we'll get back to him. LMP2s all through handy dandy. There's a few in the back that are having issues, but Lennart Roth is off ahead by himself, already putting in the work. The GTEs, they also got through very cleanly, so no crashes yet on the start finish straight.
They got cleanly, but I will say Ruben Marquez got caught out of that start on the outside line in P2. Coming around Sunset, was forced wide into Sunset and lost a couple places. Just got back P4 over Philip Blond, but is now battling. And of course, it's Ickerson and Dean in the front with Jardine. They are battling at that front. The early battles, Dean trying to get past Ickerson as they are coming around now, around the chicane into Cunningham. Dean's going to try and go around the outside of the Cunningham corner. He is going to make this. He makes that round the outside and will get the inside for the Collier curve. Already, Oliver Dean's up 2 places. He has taken the lead very early in the GTEs. Ickerson will want a response, but at the moment, there is no response coming out.
Now, that was pretty difficult to do around the outside, coming around to the inside, but he made it stick, so that was very well done by him. His teammate, Justin Dardenne, making it a cube sandwich. I never thought I would say that, but a cube sandwich has formed between the car number 2, 3, and 9. So it's French bread versus what's his
don't do it.
nationality?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. So we'll keep an eye elsewhere for battle. The LMP2s looking pretty slicey and dicey at the moment. Seegers has made up a place currently in P4, battling Oliver Brandt. Got Jew right behind. I want to just put a quick shout out to Ratazak, made up 3 places on that start. Of course, he only non-qualified for the LMP2s, but there's no real battles happening at the moment. Everybody is quite bunched, well, not bunched up, but after 1 lap, all the LMP2s are pretty spread out, if I'm brutally honest. I am surprised at that. It must have been the start, so we'll look back at them when we can. I'm just trying to find, even the LMP1s are pretty much spread out at the moment, so we'll look at the LMP1s and the LMP2s when they come to, well, really, when it comes to...
Sorry, that's Wouter Segers going around the outside of Oliver Brandt, who made a mistake coming into... Not Collier, I think. I thought it was Collier, but I think it's Tower that he made the mistake. Let's have a replay of that.
No, that was Cunningham. That was they started into Cunningham going down through the Collier curve and then into Tower. Yes, made the mistake there into Tower. So, and we've got Ruben Marquez is off. Ruben Marquez, who started P2, is off. Now, what has happened here to Ruben? Oh, he's going down that sharp left-hander at the bottom. He loses the car at the hairpin. And as he comes back, oh, he gets tagged. Oh, heavy tag there from Marquez. Got tagged. I'm not sure who he got tagged with. But Petra, but Marquez is out of the race.
Have a look at this. This is Ruben Marquez on your screens now. He's definitely not having a good day after what happened here.
Well, he has towed, and I would not be surprised if he is calling it a day.
Oh no! Why you reverse on the track? Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Now, elsewhere in the GTEs, Oliver Dean is extending his lead, by the way. Half a second is out now. Did a 155.361. Ickerson did a 155.842. So Ickerson's now in a battle against Jardine. So you were talking about that cube sandwich. I'd love to see what a cube sandwich looks like. That sounds amazing. But at the moment, this is my visualization. 2 Chevys against a Porsche. The cube sandwich. And I think Dardenne, might make a move down to the hairpin. I think he's a bit too far behind, but I would not be surprised in a couple of corners, AWS supported, that he looks to make a move.
As Adam, I'm just gonna call him Adam. I keep stumbling on his last name. As Adam comes backwards to Dardenne, Dardenne is just playing it cool. Now, the last lap between the two of them, Dean and Dardenne are actually just practically the same, really, at this point. Ickerson is actually falling backwards. Ickerson did a 155.843 last lap. Last lap by Dardenne was 155.383. And we're just seeing now the tighter line that Justin Dardenne is taking. I can guarantee you he's having a much nicer time in that car versus the Panthera Esports of Adam Ickerson. Just charging down now. There's only a 0.45-ish second of a gap, and they're separating the rest of the GTEs as they go along. The closest battle in between them would have been Fabien Massette versus Sam van der Duin. And that is another Corvette versus Porsche battle, actually. And
what we're talking about, I was talking about there were Ferraris that start the field, but the fastest Ferrari now is Matteo Canecu, who is all the way down in 10th at the moment for the GT. But everybody bar Iskerson has actually made a position up in the race for the GTEs at the start. But I'm also now curious what's happening with the LMP1, because it's time, Rob. We're 7 minutes into the race, and they have started their charge through the traffic. And it's interesting to see how Lennart is keeping that lead, 1.5 seconds over Salmon. But as he comes around out of turn 2, down into that little caney bit, he gets around one. He gets around one GT, sorry, that's Vedoliviov. Is now coming down into the hairpin, and there is a gaggle of 5 cars. He will not get held up by one. He gets past the first one. There are 4 ahead. Now count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. He comes around the Fangio chicane. How many will he go by when he comes through this braking? It's going to be 1. Is it going to be 2? He's too late. He only gets by 1. Welcome to bookmarking right now. He's got 4 bookmarks to use. Oh, he's going around wide there through Collier. But get past 2 of them. Alex Salmon is stuck behind those 2. And that's going to be a book. Actually, he's stuck behind another one. He lost another place. So he gained about 0.3 of a second as they came in out of the hairpin. He lost all that time as they come around there. But now, through to Jean-Bien. And you can see Lennart is struggling again through traffic around the LeMans curve. We can say that. Around the LeMans curve down the Ulm Straight. Lennart has lost this lap almost a second just on traffic. And we're not even looking at the other battles, because Mills has gained time over Jacobu, and Corbs has also gained time over Mills. So welcome to the traffic, and this is only the first time of many.
I thought I thought Mills' car was green. Is it trade color?
No, I thought Woods was.
No, Woods was green. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woods were green.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Sorry. Mills and Yakubu in a battle here. Mills might want to go around the outside. Can they make it? No. Looking to try to go to the outside of turn 2. That would have been a very risky move, but Yakubu had it covered. These two battle. It's going to be a long fight, and Corbs may get involved. Coming out there onto the Gurney bend, down to the hairpin. There is a GTE there. Yakubu can't even use it to pick, and Mills has realised. Trying to go around the outside, realised it, but this may be a blessing. Could that GTE have blown? Oh no! No, no, no! Calamity again for Yakubu! Calamity again for Yakubu!
Just to see on the chopper view. Actually, let me just see from this angle again. Oh! And just it kicks around. Oh dear. Oh dear.
And that might case as well of Mills just having bit, you know, I wouldn't say the auto boost, but using the boost. And using that boost when Yakubu wasn't. You can see there is damage to Mills' car. Do have damage. Blackwood's got by them pretty much no issue down to Jean-Mien. And Woods will probably get down on the Ullman straight, so there is damage to Mills' car. I think that is clear. It doesn't look it.
Oh,
when you hit
the
a car and then flip
trajectories.
it over,
Oh, crikey. Yeah. But that turnaround shouldn't have happened. He hit him in the rear.
Pass. But what? Oh, sorry. Blackwood just threaded the needle between Dean and Ickerson coming around as they try to keep the battle. So the LMP1s have just gone ballistic. In fact, put it like this. The gap now between second and third is 7 seconds, as Lennart and Salmon are in a battle on their own now, with Korb starting to pull away from Blackwood, and Yakubu, it's all gone wrong for Yakubu. Look at the damage on the back of that car. So we'll look around again, and we'll come back to them later, but the LMP2s still looking very good, but there's a nice little battle brewing at the back. 4th, 5th, and 6th, sorry, the middle. That is Sega's Jew and Rene Bear. About a second between
Ishmael Yakubu blinking like crazy in the pits. Just the amount of damage on that car is something else. And
that will
Josh
get popped
Mills
out in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I guarantee you. I guarantee you that like the carbon fiber is just going to be like. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go.
Yeah. It's gonna be. We know that. So we'll
no,
wait.
hang on. I got. I need to do this. I'm trying to not laugh while I'm doing it. You got some damage. Let's get that fixed. Okay, go.
Yeah, you know what the sad thing is? I've been driving the IndyCar this week, and when you're in practice and you lose the front wheel, when you hit the reset button, you literally just get this popping noise because the car's now lifted back up on 4 wheels. Speaking of 4 wheels, 3 cars, 4 wheels on each of them. Oliver Dean, Adam Nicholson, and Justine Darden. This little cube sandwich that Adam it's in, it's just closed up. It's closed up to the point that there's a second between first and third. And Adam is trying his best in that Porsche. I would say it's a little Porsche that could, there's a lot of Porsches around at the moment. But the times are faster. A 1:55.612 that lap for Ickinson, because that was his fastest lap of the race, and only a 55.8 for Dean and a 55.7 for Darden. So they are continuing to close this, and you've got to think to yourself, Adam's probably thinking, well, we're 47 minutes left in the race. We're only 7 laps down out of 32 for us. Maybe I just look at holding back here, not make a mistake, and look for either an undercut or an overcut. It's going to be interesting. I think he'll do what Oliver Dean doesn't do. Kind of like the Max Verstappen strap, the Red Bull strap. If Dean pits, Adam's going to stay out. But if Adam stays out, you okay?
The Max Verstappen strat.
I just remember them talking about it in the race, in one of the races. I think it must have been Turkey, where it's like, yeah, they're gonna make Max do the opposite of what Vettel's doing, or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. But yeah,
On board, or on the top of the car, really, I should say. Adam Ikaksson. He sees the car number 2 of Oliver Dean ahead of him. He started 17th overall. He's down 1 position. And now all Oliver Dean needs to do, just keep focused. Make sure that he's driving and not driving.
Driving.
Yeah,
okay.
you know the meme is like, oh, you drive and drive.
I do not know the meme. Okay. I have learned something new.
Oh, come on. You've never seen I'm driving.
Nope.
Oh my God.
No. He can sit on the grass. Keeps it up, though, but he loses that position. Dardenne has caught it, and that is not what he needs. Yes, he can stay behind both of these guys. He can stay behind both of the cube cars and just do the same thing he was doing. But that track position, albeit, half a second, big. It's big for him at the moment because now he's running free. This gives Dean freedom because Dardenne won't push him as hard as Adam will push him.
Ooh,
it's gonna be tight.
He was so close to sliding it into the wall. That was very close. Like when I say millimeter, like you could actually put a ruler and it wouldn't be wide enough.
Well, we are about to hit phase 2 of hell. Because now the LMP1s are going past the LMP2s. Lennart's just got him by Drew Lloyd, and I think that may have held up Salmon, and Salmon's not been able to get by. Not losing a lot of time before turn 1, but now is losing the time.
Oh, crikey. Try going on the inside of an LMP2. Not there, Sam. Not there.
Makes it through, but loses half a second. Just doing that. Almost a second. It is going to be a second now. He's going to get past another car, so Lennart really taking advantage of that one mistake there from Salmon. But of course, here's the thing we always forget about. Porsche fuels longer than an Audi. So whatever time Lennart can get here right now is going to be crucial when it comes to the pit stop. So he really needs to take advantage of it. Coming up right now for Lennart is Raidillon and Ratajek. They're in their own little battle at the moment, so he's got to be careful just to stay away from that battle. He's just going to make sure he gets by quick. And the only place he can get by quick is not at Jean-Bien. It's out of LeMans into the Ullman straight. What can he do? He's done a little bit of boost there with the looks of it. Raidillon gets by, so he gets by Raidillon. That's fine. And just up ahead, I see phase 3 of hell, as I like to call it. Because the LMP1s have started, the LMP2s, have started going around the LMP1s. Sorry, what? LMP2s have started going around the GTEs as the LMP1s are going around the LMP2s. I got it right first time.
Well, it's the third time, but we'll gloss over that. That is Lennart Rott going around the first corner. What's the name of that again? I keep forgetting it.
It is literally just turn 1, and Salmon's been held up again. That's Ratajek.
He's got two LMP2s and 1 GTE. That is a sandwich he never wanted to be behind. And
at the same time, Salmon was trying to get by them, and Ratajek was trying to get by the LMP2. They almost went 3 wide going into turn 2. That was very risky. And then Ratajek trying to get by to make sure he tried to get the bookmark over Razzino, almost goes into the back of Kekino. So this is pretty ballistic at the moment, and at the same time, Jan Korbs is probably the best winner out of all this because he's starting to close the gap. He's starting to close the gap to the others as he just took a sneaky off track there through Collier. But he's starting to close that gap just a little bit, just the margins. But he is starting. But this battle that he's going by right now, between Burr and Ratajek is going to take a while. And with the traffic, I think we could see a move there. They already have made a move, actually. Bar's just gone wide. Did I just miss that? Yes,
Rene Barr going wide, leaving the door open for Wojciech. And Wojciech taking full advantage, going up into 6th position, and he's now chasing down his next target, Nathan Jew. Ooh, crikey. Going on the inside of all of these GTEs. Poor Porks having to go. Don't hit me, really. Oh, that is not what you want to see. GTE cutting across in front of you.
But I just wanted to say, you know how I was saying how this played into Jan Korb's hand?
Yeah.
Salmon lost 2 seconds that lap. Korb's gained over 2 seconds. The gap between those two is now 1.7. In fact, as he comes around Gurney, he sees that, I think that was Blackwood just going 3 wide for a brief second. Yeah, he now sees Blackwood up ahead. Just barely. But he sees an LMP1. He sees an OCM car. And now he's thinking, maybe I'm a bit lucky. But at the same time, maybe I'm doing really well. And another LMP2 tries to pull out before the LMP1 comes by. Got to be careful, lads. You've got to be careful doing that. But yeah, the gap is now 1.3. Korbs is now catching Salmon. Now, it's give and take. Can we say Korbs has been unlucky with traffic? Salmon just, or Salmon just, just not fast around the traffic? Who knows? We're just making an assumption. But if there is luck involved, Korb's got the best of it, and Salmon has been dumped with the worst of it. And of course, keep talking about that fuel. It's going to be crucial for this Porsche of Rart to get as much of a lead as he can. And the gap's now 4.5 seconds. He needs more. I think he needs about 10 seconds, if I'm brutally honest. Am I right?
Remember when they do you remember when they corrected the fuel fill rate?
Yeah.
They did that for LMP1.
Yeah, but there's still a difference between the two of them.
Is there? Well, we'll get to see, because I think when was the last time we had a 919 in the lean and we need to make
Imola.
When was that?
Imola last season, and he went to 3rd after his pit stops.
Crikey. So, Alex Salmon going to need to be putting out all the stops as we see him coasting around coming up towards hairpin. Now, at Sebring.
He has extended his, by the way, to 2.5, as you can see on your overboard. You were just saying, I was just looking as well while we were going over that traffic. I was noticing how closely grouped up some of these GTEs are, and then I looked at how closely grouped up 1st, 2nd, and 3rd were, and now Oliver Dean has started to pull away from Dardenne, as Dardenne is in this battle with Dickerson, and this is not what Adam needed, because I was saying there was going to be an issue if he lost that 2nd place and was out of that cube sandwich. He's on the outside looking in right now, and you can see Dean is starting to pull away as he's there, as he comes around tower, thinking, what can I do? Surely I can do something to get by this guy.
So that's Ickexon. He's got traffic coming around the outside. That's LMP1 traffic wanting to come by. I'll only help him just a little bit. Just having to see now, because this is going to be crucial. This is Ickexon, and let's see how is he screaming? Is he screaming the inside? He's not.
Oh my word!
Well, he was now.
Can he make a move? Can Ickexon make a move? I mean, he doesn't look like he's trying to pull to one side. Decides against it, but he does take a wider arc into Sunset. Might help him if the bumps don't hinder him. Respect the bumps and all. He's unable to, because here comes traffic, and then here comes more traffic. So he has to play his cards right. Now he sees there is a gap behind him, but he's still too far away. The only way he is going to get up past Dardenne is even. And that is his only chance at the moment, is just hoping he can get by and be even. So we'll keep an eye on that, as well as other battles. You can see, of course, on the tower once again the battles for each class when we show them. We will continue to up to date with all the other classes, but at the moment the LMP2s are the quietest class. Since the first lap, there's been no real slipstream battles whatsoever for the LMP2s, as McGrath just commanded a near 2-second lead over Efkem Burka.
I mean, to be fair, traffic is going to play a little bit of part in that as well, because these LMP2s, they don't have, like, they have the horsepower to get around, but in the corners they're going to have either the similar or just slightly better performance, but it's not enough to make that big of a difference, so they'll have to play ball with GTEs as they meet them. And if there's LMP1s, they're just going to have to try and get a tow, as Chris McGrath flashes Sam Blackwood. Coming down the Oldman straight into Sunset. Literally, at certain times, it makes you blind, but, you know, that's Sunset for you. I love how it said fresh from Florida as well. Like, just coincidentally, I was going to read that out as well. It's like, fresh from Florida, no ice.
Wow. There are a few little battles happening at the back of the GTE field. We're not just focusing on that battle for 5th and 6th. I always like to joke that 5th is the position that you talk about, and side by side goes Van der Duyn and Gianni, and Van der Duyn has that position through sunset, but the over-under I was talking about earlier for that lead battle kind of working out right now as Gianni and Van der Duyn are going to go slightly side by side, but I think Van der Duyn is going to take that position. That is P5. I always talk about it. It is one of the most respected positions you want on iRacing because it's where the stats are counted. So Van der Duyn will take P5 away from Gianni. We'll keep an eye on that battle. They're also with a couple other battles down the field. Slowly subsiding.
Lewis Wood's got problems. He's stuck in the pits. Lewis
is in the pits. Is he taking a pit stop?
He was taking a pit stop. He was himself and Mills both took pit stops. Mills spent only 37 seconds in total from pit entry to pit exit. Lewis Woods, just under 1 minute 10 seconds. Oh dear.
Now, was there damage there? Must have been damage. We did not see anything, but it's well if Mills has pitted, so both of them must have had some sort of damage to the car. We'll wait and see. By the way, Yakubu, I think he's decided to just park it.
Yeah, too much damage, I think.
He's still in the race, though. Very interesting. Must be playing team help for Lewis there and Lennart. So that'd be one to keep an eye out for. But these battles are just expanding. Corbs is unable to make the most of that lap traffic.
Oh no! We've got issues. Chris McGrath, he's gone off. At the exit of turn 1, just have a look at this. He comes around and on the outside, and oh no, it's not turn 1. No, correction. It's not turn 1. It was the second turn. He lost control of the rear end, and that has let Efkan Berkey in the lead. He's got himself a nice 4-second gap.
And it's going to be the two wide on that replay. They were almost too wide. Almost lost P2 to Oliver Brandt. Those two just coming side by side. The exit at the hairpin. Brandt trying to make a move. Almost goes onto the grass. Coming down into Cunningham, sorry. They cannot make it. Now they're into Collier. Got to make those two right. But that mistake has cost Chris. He had such a comfortable lead, and it's all gone. A 2.4 second lead has gone. It's now almost a 5-second deficit. And now he's going to start pulling away because Oliver Brandt is hot on his tails. And like I said, down into the hairpin, they were side by side and made a touch, but nothing too serious. But you will keep an eye on that. It almost looks like he went in too hard. He broke too late. As he went to turn the car, I felt that before the LMP2. If you're just a bit too late, you try to put too much speed and too much braking as you turn in, that back will go. So just a small mistake there from McGrath, but it's such a big one in the scheme of things at the moment. But he is starting slowly to pull away from Oliver Brandt, but that could be his victory overall gone. He's going to have to put in a super result now to get that lead back.
Just under 30 minutes gone. The mistake that McGrath will definitely feel as he tries to get back at it and get back some good laps. And it cost him just under 9 seconds. That one mistake cost him 9 seconds, as the first of the pits are actually in the pits to get fuel. Probably the only time, really, it's only starting now that they can actually gain some fuel. Sam Blackwood is still on his own out there in LMP1. He's chasing down Jan Korbs. Well, he's attempting to, but on that last lap, he was actually just under a second slower. So that's to put in some good laps to get. Sorry, excuse me, to get some leeway. Jan Korbs having slow laps, so traffic is playing a huge part here. The battles are sort of it's like an accordion, really. It's you're extending and you're contracting the gaps as you go around. You just hope that you meet traffic at the exact time where you need it. Alex Salmon.
Well, you say that because it's game time here on that last lap, and Salmon's lost more time to Lennart. The gap is now 7 seconds. If they're with this fuel difference, that could be enough for Lennart. I mean, even more. Salmon having to make another move around the GT. That was Gianni just not expecting it, just not, trying to go one way and having to rechange their position. Salmon is now 7.3, now almost 7.5 seconds. It just keeps updating. I'm not AWS, and we make the joke, but I think that should be enough for Lennart if he gets a good in-lap. And if we see some of the cars already taking pit stops, they're looking at 38 laps. The current figure is 37.03. If with the pit stop, that will put it to 37. So they are looking at 37 laps, unless somehow Lennart pulls out some blinders and we're going to go the extra lap. I cannot see it. We'll wait and see for that, but we are at that crossover point as we're about to hit halfway, where they start thinking, what do I do? Fuel for 37? Do I fuel for 38? The safe man says, let's go for 38. The risky man says, we can save if it's only 37. And it's 30, but it's 38. We can save. So that is the plan they will have to be making right now. So how's that McGrath battle going, by the way? He's held up by traffic, and he's losing more time. The gap is now 5 seconds. He is losing time to Burkeye.
Yeah, just one simple mistake from Chris McGrath. It sealed his. It really did seal a oh no moment for him. He's not going to be happy about that for a long time. It's his, it's his unfortunate, issue that he has to deal with, just with the car just kicking back out. Alex Salmon gone on the inside of the Cube Boys, and the Cube Boys themselves are in their own little tussle. Adam Ickerson is still keeping on the rear end of Justin Dardenne, but he has traffic coming around, and now he's going to be bookmarked.
Yeah, I look at that though, but I don't call that a bookmark. I was thinking about that. He lost a little bit of time, but on the grand scheme of things, he didn't lose any time. He got around Nicholson with no issues, and then maybe just had to take a slightly slower and different entry point into Tower, but still made it with no issues. So, in fact, he's making time over Salmon right now after that great Jean-Bien into LeMans curve. So, I wouldn't call that a bookmark per se, but behind him, though, these Cube Boys, as you were saying, I just realised we've got 2 different liveries on as well, but regardless of that, they're not really looking at battling yet as they hit the halfway point. I would not be surprised, but these GTs can go a while, can't they? We're looking at another 15 minutes almost.
Oh my god, sorry, just to say, Adam almost made the exact same mistake he did when he lost second place. He almost kicked the dust out. Just to show you what I mean by that, have a look at his sunset entry. Look at how much that car is bouncing, and then the rear end just very subtly loses control. It was easier to see in the cockpit, but he definitely was about to start a slide. He just corrected it just in time, but that Porsche is definitely on the raggedy edge, and he needs to not make those mistakes if he wants to keep up on the rear end of this, the second and third place of the car 2 and 3. The French bread is now there's no French bread on German well, what would they put in like just meat in general?
Oh, hang on, McGrath is in the pits for the LMP2. Sorry, I was just trying to work that out. What do Germans on bread? I'm not sure.
Any Germans, let us know.
Yeah, but Chris McGrath in the first of the leaders to take the pit stops. The pipette, he's decided he's going to try the undercut. That'll be interesting to see. Now, he shouldn't have any damage or major damage after his spin and that little touch with Oliver Brandt, but he is losing precious time. In fact, I would not be surprised if he comes out around, what, 7th? I think he'll come out 7th.
It'll be 6th.
Such as 6? Okay.
Yeah, because
yes,
Pedro Mijas, yeah, he took the pit stop as well.
Yeah. So yeah, he comes out in position which isn't bad, and you look at the traffic, it's not a bad call. The only car he's got is 9 seconds up ahead of him, which is Ruben Marquez, who is still out, is still racing after that unfortunate accident at the start of the race for the guy that started on the front row in P2 for the GTEs. But as I was saying, there's no traffic around McGrath. That's a pretty good call, as he knew he was getting held up by traffic before. That's a good call there, and you can see as well, Oliver Brandt, as I just switched over to him thinking, oh, well, how's he doing? He's struggling with traffic. He just got around Dolivo, and losing time to Burkhardt.
I thought you said Dorito for a second.
No, Dorito is the GT1s, and the GT1s are the way tomorrow at 2:30 GMT, the 12 hours of Daytona for GT1s and HPDs in charity, in aid of Macmillan Cancer Research. Do check that out live on Raidillon TV right here. But Brandt continues to, I'd say, struggle. A 1:46.00. And by the way, Burkhardt came in this lap. Came in this lap, and that's a very interesting position in the pit wall. Did he miss his box?
Wait, what?
He missed the box, and as he reversed, he hit the wall, Burkhardt. Only a little bit. But
Oh my god. He actually did, didn't he? Let's have a look.
Hit the wall.
Let's have a look. This is the car number 1 of Efkan Burkhardt. He missed his box. This is another mistake, and he missed it. And oh, hang on a minute. Let me get that.
While you watch that, he's out of the pits, and the gap is 5 seconds. So literally, McGrath taking the undercut has done nothing. Even with Efkan making that small mistake, nothing.
Oh, he's actually in the wall.
Yeah. So Efkan actually getting the better off there, as McGrath, with all that free space, it's all for naught, really, because he's back to square one. 4.5, 5 seconds behind Burkhardt.
Efkan Burkhardt. Is it Burkey or Burkhardt? I'm tempted to say
Pass.
I was trying. The first time I looked at his name and I was like, is that Burkey? And then it just sounds like I'm trying to say a really awful version of Turkey, like.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Into the pits. Comes second, third, and fourth at the moment for the LMP2s. That's Brad Seegers and Jew. Quite a lot of gap. Not a lot of gap between these three cars. So let's see where the rest come by, because Burkhardt is coming down the Ullman straight. He's not had a good time. He's been held up a little bit as he comes now around Pecha, and then will be Alvarez. I want to see where he comes out and where McGrath comes out. I think that's more crucial. Efkan is going to be taking the lead. Still, he will retain his lead like that. Is he?
I don't think
he has
so.
To slice and dice his
I
work.
don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. Oh no, he does. He takes the lead. I thought he didn't. I thought he wasn't.
You forgot how long that straight is. But I'm looking at Chris McGrath, and he comes on the inside of Brandt. He'll keep his P2 even after everything. Almost having to go around the GTE traffic, but keeps that P2. It's gap to second. It was about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds when he came into the pits. So this undercut that I was saying, wow, good idea, Chris. You've got all the track in front of you. Yeah, sorry, Chris, it's not worked out for you. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
And it's like the undercut for Chris McGrath's not worked. He's lost time to Brandt. He's now losing time to Burkhardt after basically gaining no time. This undercut's not worked for him.
Yeah, but you just said it did.
No, I said it was a good. I said prelude. It was a good idea, and now it hasn't. How has it worked for him? Lost time to Brandt.
I thought you were saying it was a good idea because he kept second place, but I'm just like I'm slightly confused. By the way,
well, it was a good idea because he kept. I don't know.
The Cube boys are up on their own race now, and fully so. Adam Ikakson is losing the back end of Justin Dardenne. He's 1.5 seconds behind the car number 3, so he has lost slipstream. So this will be crucial for the two Cube boys. as they continue to assert their cubeness. Really, they're pretty square.
Dominance.
Yeah,
Dominance.
the square dominance of good French racing. Oh crikey, that's car number 14 of Wojciech having to go around. He actually spent a good 30 seconds more in the pits than anybody else has, so he's actually dropped down from, where did he start again?
He started at the back of the field, and he is at the back of the field now. He made up a few places, about 5 places, I think, did Wojciech.
And then it's all gone wrong.
Yeah, it's all gone wrong for him, and Ickerson is trying to. He's just on that slipstream, but I think he's a little bit unsettled now going through Sunset. The amount of close calls he's had, and even then he's right on the edge. But one mistake and he's gone, and you can see it is affecting him as these 2 Cube drivers are starting to pull away. By the way, there are 3 Corvettes in the top 10. One of them is 10th, the other 2 are 1st and 2nd. What does that say? Not a lot. But what it does say is, I always like to talk about the big movers and shakers. Andreas Mehringer, granted he started at the back, has made up 10 places overall.
And as he's going through Sunset, ooh, look at that. Look at that. As he's coming through on the start finish straight into turn 1, he's just sitting in 7th position overall. He started 36th overall, so he literally started stone dead last. He has got to do pit stops, but he has been running quite competitively today, so
I have to eat my words, by the way, Rob.
What?
The LMP1s have just done their pit stops, and Lennart has only lost a second.
Who was right then? Who remembered correctly that the fuel rates were corrected?
I'm not buying you a Christmas present. But no, Rob will continue his. Well, he almost gets held up from Mehringer there. We just talked about Mehringer for good reasons. He will continue his lead and continue his dominance. He is losing a bit of time to Salmon, but you know he just got held up by traffic. Do you blame him? Blackwood continues to be P3, and sorry, Blackwood continues to be P4 as Corbs is a 2.5 seconds behind Salmon now. So he's made another run, and really with the traffic, he might get lucky. We could be seeing Corbs on that podium. That'll be one to keep an eye out for with 19 minutes to go. Also, Ickinson, I just went back to the GTEs. He's caught the slipstream at Dardenne. They've all matched each other that last lap. A 55.386 for Ickinson. 55.392 for Dardenne. A 55.386 for Dean. I'm not lying. They matched times, and Ickinson is starting to catch up to them. Have I ever seen that? 2 identical times in the same pack.
That's the first time. Seen that. The first time we've seen that, yeah.
Wow. Regular, yes, there was indeed 7 LMP1s, but I think there was a second split with other LMP1s. So that is the situation as it is. But the LMP1 battle is pretty interesting. But this GTE battle is, well, I'm waiting to see the pit stop. With 18 minutes to go, they got to start pitting. We've got the bottom 4 of the top 10 all pitting or all have pitted. So I'm pretty sure we will see something very shortly from them. But we'll wait and see. Just having some chatter on the radio, and oh my word, Taylor Mills, having to almost avoid going around, going around the GTE, and very interesting move. It wasn't too much. It was just practically on the wall. I think he was expecting the GTE to just hold the racing line, and the GTE was, I think I'll just hold on. But decided against it. Oh, that was a close call, though. That was a really close call. Didn't look it, but then the miscommunications can be an issue sometimes between lap traffic. But that's the nature of multi-class racing. He
forced the GTA off of the racing line. They force the GT off the racing lane. They shouldn't be doing that. Uh-oh. I heard a crash.
You heard a crash? I do not see a crash. Nowhere at the moment. I do not see a crash. Do not scare me, Rob. You do this to me all the time.
What?
You say I hear a crash and... You know,
I heard one. I did.
If a car crashes and nobody hears it, is there a crash?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Jan Corbis, by the way, has caught up to the back of Alex Salmon, so we do have a battle in the big red one of LMP1. Get it? Because they're red. They got one.
Right. Moving on, because the times last lap were pretty different. A 1:37.442 for Corbs, 1:38.170 for Salmon. So, well, almost over half a second as Corbs is now catching. And it's interesting because when they got out of traffic earlier, Corbs did not have the pace over Salmon. So, is it a tire issue? Is it just other issues? We'll wait and see. But Corbs now, with some sort of slipstream, you don't really get a lot of it in these LMP1s. At least not how I feel, but coming around John Bien, he is starting to catch, and it's going to be a boost battle. We don't talk about the boost battles a lot around here. And Corbs goes on the grass. He's going to lose time, but he puts his foot down with boost and doesn't lose time. Now, if that was any other class, he'd be losing 0.3 of a second there, but he's held on to it, and he takes a very sharp line. He almost gets kicked up there around sunset. He's trying to really push it. It's almost like the oval line there, as I like to call it. Goes aggressive, and Salmon realizes he's going to be putting his car wide. He's going to be putting it in the middle. He's going to be finding what he can. Again, Corbs goes wide around turn one. He loses time to Salmon. So Salmon will breathe a little bit there. Breathe. But he's got some more. So there's only really a few boost spots, as I remember, around here, which is, of course, the Ullman Straight. Down here in the Gurney Bend, they're the two main boosts. Then also a boost out of the hairpin. So that's where we're looking for traditional boosts, I feel. But Corbs might have to start mixing it up right now. Or Salmon even. One of them will have to start mixing it up because there has to be a way here. There has to be a way to get by. And maybe that little mistake from Corbs is just starting to give Salmon a little bit of fresh air, and he's starting to feel himself again.
It is two diesel motors, as they would say in the Midlands. And a diesel motor. There's another diesel motor going around in Tower now. Coming out of it. On towards section 3. And this snaking of, you know, in this section I would just call it the runway, because essentially this is what used to be the runway.
It's the Jean-Bien Bend going down to LeMans curve.
Yeah. Yeah, but for the sector itself, I'm not talking about the individual corners. Like, I know that's what they're called, but you know, the grass, the typical grass around the rest of the circuit cuts away, and they just go onto tarmac.
Sorry to interrupt, but we've missed the lead GTE take their pit stops, and while I'm going is Ickerson has lost a lot of time, over a second. In fact, he's nowhere near the slipstream with Dardine anymore. It's a 2-horse race at the front of the field now, not a 3-horse. That's a big time loss there for Ickerson. All right, 1 second doesn't sound a lot, but like I said, he lost a slipstream, and now Dardenne's going to lose the slipstream with Dean. Dean may just take this after taking that move around the outside of turn 1 of Cunningham corner, which I still can't get over. Around the outside of that corner, he's basically commanded the race, and Dean is just keen to add another win to his already large collection.
Now, just to give some context as to why that was, Justin Dardenne and Oliver Dean were doing very well for themselves in the pit stops, only 12.2 and 12.5 respectively in the pit stall itself. And that is Adam Ickerson going wide in turn 1. No, he can't be doing that. He's lost at 4/10 already due to that. Mistakes, they add up. Just to come back to the pit stops themselves, Dardenne and Dean did 12.5 seconds in the pit stall and 12.2 seconds in the pit stall respectively, so very good from them. But their lane time was actually identical. However, Ickerson spent 36.5 seconds in the pit lane itself So he spent an extra 0.6 of a second over the two cube cars. So that's why he lost the back end. And with that mistake, it's actually just solidified that gap. It's now 2.2 seconds.
We have had a retirement in the LMP2. Oh, that's not a That's not a good accident in the LMP2s. We've lost Rene Bear. A couple laps ago, coming around, going 3 wide, almost going 2 wide. Sorry, trying to make it 3 wide against David Rosino with Ruben Marquez to the side of him. Drew Lloyd at the same moment decides I'm going to go there, and Bear pulls right out in front of him and just goes into the back and just loads of damage there for Bear, and unfortunately has had to retire. I mean, that was massive damage hitting into the wall. A very questionable just a sequence of events from everybody there. Some defending.
Where did they go into? What?
Lap 22 for Rennie Bear.
Yeah, but what corner?
Down the Gurney Bend, which is literally the straight before the hairpin for those who are unaware of the track maps.
Oh,
here.
I just see it now. Crikey.
Very interesting there. As we keep on, by the way, I'm just keeping an eye on other battles going around Dardenne.
Oh,
Nathan, sorry. As you're watching that, Nathan Jew has held up Oliver Dean, or Oliver Dean's not had a good time, because right now Dardenne is right on the back of Oliver Dean, losing a bit now going down the straight. But this battle for the lead of the GTEs just got a little bit spicy with 10 minutes ago, as they're now literally touching each other bumper to bumper. In that LMP1 battle, by the way, Corbs is catching catching once again to Salmon, and there is something I'm looking into for the LMP2s, because Chris McGrath, he's losing any chance of catching FCAN, but he's starting to let Oliver Brandt just get a hint of an idea that he might be able to catch on and take P2. The gap's 2.8 seconds, but he's not making the time. You know, Brandt, if it stays like this, could slowly chip away, and we could have a late battle. Well, 9 minutes left, but it's one to keep an eye out for when we're talking about battles in the LMP2s.
So, LMP1, the only battle right there for now is Alex Salmon and Jan Corbs. The two of them are doing battle. And in LMP2, the spacing is just not there. The closest is Oliver Brandt, but he needs to make sure that he continues doing very good laps, and he's not got a lot of time left to do so. And then in Dardenne has closed right up to his teammate. Oliver Dean and Dardenne look like they're about to do battle. And then we have Pesce.
Really? Yeah, at the back of the field, it's Irate, Pesce, and Masset. We get all the battles we can, so we'll keep an eye on that, of course. And Ratajix has retired the car. What has happened there to him? I think that's just a case of he's just looks like he's had an incident and retired the car. Cannot see what's happened there, but must have been something that must have happened for him to retire the car. He is... Oh, yeah. Wow, yes, there was something that happened there. That looks like he's lost it at the hairpin. No, he's lost it before power. Okay. That's one for me, as you see on the rig right now.
Back end almost went. Oh,
yeah,
what? What's this? What the hell? Oh,
and just lose this and just gets trapped. I've never seen that.
Let's have a take two on that, because I want to.
Yeah. I'll let you keep an eye on that one. I will keep an eye elsewhere on the battles going around. As the sun starts setting, and now I see the lights are starting to play a factor. The gaps, by the way, you can still see them. At the moment, Corbs is losing time to Salmon there. Traffic's not helped him. He's lost a second in that last lap because of the traffic, and he's losing the time to Salmon. as we hit 7 minutes remaining. Dean is starting to pull away from Dardenne. Literally, the gap that last lap was 0.6 of a second. The gap is 0.6 of a second. So it's starting to pull away. Ickerson he's slowly there, but he's just not making the time up. He's just not making that time up he needs. He's matching Dean, but he's not matching Dardenne. So that is the all-important battle that he needs to see. But yeah, we have, unfortunately, that's 2 retirements, 2 recent retirements then, the LMP2s. They've been pretty good in terms of retirements today.
Not too much. Yeah, not too much.
6 retirements so far in a 35, with a 36, but only 35 took the field. So 6 retirements in a 35 car field. So it's not been too bad. It's been some really good and clean racing around the track today, which is nice to see. Touch wood.
I touched wood.
I heard, yeah, no, I tapped it and you knocked wood, so yeah. I'd love to know if that was a hardware failure there from Wojciech, but that's unfortunate.
It kind of looked like his wheel just sort of gave up. Like, if I'm going to be honest, it kind of just went, his wheel just kind of went, yeah, no, I'm not going to be a wheel today, so,
But if it was hardware failure, that car would just do a sharp left or a sharp right. And it just didn't turn.
No, it might have. You can have multiple types of hardware failure where the wheel just disconnects, and then you just send it into one.
If it disconnects, and 9 times out of 10, it will just do a sharp left or sharp right. We've seen it before on broadcast ourselves. So that's interesting.
It could also be that the motor fails on the wheelbase itself. You know.
It could also be that it catches fire. Hi, David. I'm looking at you.
Wait, a wheel can catch fire? Oh, yeah.
Did you not see one before the F1 drivers became big onto Twitch? One of the most popular clips on Twitch for iRacing was David Gibbons' wheel catching fire on the last corner.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Race. Oh yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, but yeah, we're less than 5 minutes remaining. Corbs has got that gap now down to 0.5 again. But look at the traffic. Ooh, Salmon has to make a late move there on Ju. I don't think he realised Ju was gonna do what Ju does and stays on the racing line as he should be doing. Loses them time. The gap is 0.5. It's the closest it's been since really the mistake we saw into turn 1. Now it's 0.4. There's about 3 laps left. GTE again. Just again. Twice there, that GTE. Not being predictable. And Corbs now being really aggressive with that line again. Inside. Takes it, he makes some time. And Salmon, as he comes around there at the finish, he's got a GTE there, a Cancun, who just holds him up. So the gap is 0.4. Half a second gain there for Corbs. 3 minutes, 3 laps, and he's gone off again at turn 1. How many times has Corbs gone off and just, well, he's managed to keep the car going and not lose time, and this can help him right now. Lap traffic, that's Seegers. Salmon loses more time. Can Corbs just do a bit of an overboost? He can't. But I think there is a battle here. I think there is a chance for Corbs to make a move. Salmon is starting to just get a little bit, he's going back to where he was to start the race with the lap traffic.
He sees the car of number 5 ahead of him, Jan Corbs. He needs to make sure that he capitalizes where he can. He sees traffic ahead of him. This is perfect. This is exactly what he needs. But he needs the traffic to be going his way rather than Alex Salmon's way. And yes, here we go. Alex Salmon is under threat now directly from Jan Corbs. Jan Corbs is in the zone to be able to start thinking of doing overtakes. As long as the GTE stay out of his way, he's got a nice clean road ahead of him. Jan Corbs and Alex Salmon are now going to be doing battle down Ullman Straight. Let's see who does the boost battle. That is Jan Corbs.
I love how you were saying boosting. Yes. I love how you were saying yes, because you weren't saying yes, Corbs is catching. You were saying yes, traffic's got out the way. It's keeping the battle going. They match each other on boost almost. But look, I love this line that Corbs does. I really wish I could do this line around sunset. 2 laps remaining, and this is the hot battle. We will keep you updated on that GTE battle, but nothing's happening at the moment between Dean and Dardenne. This is the one to keep an eye out for right now. as Corbs is finding. And look at this, there is traffic in front of Salmon. This could help him. And Corbs gets by, not bookmarked. And again, coming around the little chicane section after turn 2, Salmon does get by, but held up by traffic. And GTE, just stay true. But you know Corbs is pushing, because how many times have we seen him go off on a fast corner? He is pushing right now. The gap's now 0.3 of a second. It looks closer than it is. Now 0.2. Corbs, this is where Corbs boosts. He wants to go for a different strategy. Down he comes down from Fangio, down into the Cunningham corner. He makes it. Has he gone too hot though? He has gone too hot. And Salmon takes it back. Down into Collier. That was Corbs' moment, but too much boosting has cost him. What is the result of that boosting though? That is what I want to see, is has he overdone it? Is Salmon just going to boost away now?
Just as on replay, let's have a look at. He had it so in the bag, side by side going down, and then just coming into that is not. It's Cunningham here.
Oh, Salmon's had a mistake. Sorry, he got held up coming out LeMans curve, and Corbs has passed Salmon. That's what happened. Corbs has the lead. Small mistake from Salmon, and Corbs has that, not the lead, sorry, P2. GTE was just going to hold him up, and Salmon goes around the outside of the GTE. Corbs goes around the inside. Gianni does not like that move, and Salmon continues the battle. We're on the last lap. This is the last train home. That battle for the GTEs is still there. Dean and Dardenne is 0.3 of a second. Renard is out of here. 8 seconds ahead. Forget about him. This is the one that matters right now, and we'll keep an eye on that GTE battle.
Trouble in P1s. We got some trouble. As Alex Salmon having a mistake coming out of Le Mans. His Corbs' gain, and now Corbs needs to keep a OCM car behind him and make sure that the OCM car stays behind him all the way through past Ullman straight into Sunset. But he did definitely use a lot of boost on that last lap. Did he overextend himself? Let's see. Championship implications. Round one. A race is won and round one.
While you're watching that, I've been watching the GTEs, and Dardenne has flashed Dean as they come to the final lap. And they're going to make the final lap by 22 seconds, but he's flashing him. You know what that means? Dardenne is on the attack. There's no more teamwork. This is all them. The gap is 0.1 of a second. Dardenne will look to make a move down into turn 1, side by side. He's going to break late for turn 1. And Dardenne side by side with Dean into turn 1. He taps the wall a little bit. Cannot make the move. Dean continues to take the lead of the GTEs. We've got to keep an eye back on Salmon and Corbs, because they're coming around the final corner right now. Rout has won the race, of course. But who's going to take P2? It is going to be Corbs. Salmon's got nothing. What a battle by those guys. And of course, Burkeye will cross the line right next to them to take the lead, the win for the LMP2s. Let's get back to these GTEs. They've got a whole lap to do. No, Dardenne! Oh! Woo, heart in the mouth moment there as Dardenne slides, trying to take an inside line at the hairpin. And loses the time.
This is the slide. Ooh, crikey. Oh, he kept it just about, but he's lost all the time that he had made up. And now, championship implications going on here, because he's lost some time. Oh, trouble. I think
that might be it. I think that might be it.
Now I just need that. Oh, they reckon. Oh.
But by the way, McGraw's time difference, he is just saying he might have taken floor damage, which would suggest why he was unable to catch on the Burkeye.
Really, floor damage from his accident?
He thinks there might have been floor damage because he feels that he was slower. But these are the last 3 cars to cross the line. How trivial it is. It's going to be the GTEs 1, 2, and 3 that will finish the race last. Oliver Dean will come across the line after that fantastic move at the start of the race. He holds off his teammate. Dean takes the win, followed by Dardenne, and Nicholson will take P3.
That is your top. Well, that was your top 7, except LMP2. The board there is a bit oof. You can Oliver Dean can safely say they had nothing for me. I came, I saw, I won, and he's going to be happy to see his teammate Cube 1-2. They got that squared away. But see, that is one of the only memes that Craig has approved thus far. That one. Me saying who was, oh yeah, Sam Vander Duin. Yeah, him doing.
I just glazed over it. You know, I don't. You know, I was rolling my eyes, but I'm not rolling my eyes over the results here, because yes, I'm rubbing them. A Porsche wins. Lennart Rott takes the victory in the LMP1s by 9.5 seconds over Jan Korbs, who got that fantastic move at the, well, I didn't say fantastic, got that move in the penultimate lap over Salmon and beat Salmon by 0.2 of a second as Salmon comes home third. Taylor Mills, they had a quiet race in all due honesty, 33 seconds behind all of the rest of the guys in front in P4, and Sam Blackwood 5th with Lewis Woods in 6th. And of course, we get to the LMP2s. Defcan Burkai takes the victory over Chris McGrath, who had that spin and possibly floor damage. We'll wait to see if that was the truth. Oliver Bryant will come home in 3rd. Seegers will take 4th. Jew will take 5th. Drew Lloyd will take 6th. David Rosino will take 7th. And Pedro Mijas will take 8th.
Oh dear!
You struggle with these names.
Oh dear! No!
I'll do the GT.
Look at what my results board is saying. LMP1, perfect. We all know there. It goes 1st, 8th, 3rd, 7th, 5th, 3rd, 7th, 4th. In LMP2.
The order is correct. Order is correct. The numbers aren't correct. But the GTEs, you had a struggle with them. I'll take over this time. I'll take over. Oliver Dean will take the victory. That great move at the start of the race sealed it for him. He made 2 places up at the start of the race. He kept those places. Over Justin Dardenne, his teammate, made up 2 places as well to come home in P2. Adam Mickelson started on pole and almost had it, but just fell away at the end there. Philip Plun will take 4th. Sam van der Duin, he was doing it as he made 5th, 6 places up to come home 5th. Had to do it. Bogdan Spatterson will come home in 6th. Jerome Jani will come home in 7th. Andreas Meringa will come home 8th, made up 10 places from not qualifying at the back. Derek Emakis will take home 9th. Jordan Pierce will come home 10th. And Eduardo Alvarez Urate will be 11th. Andre Petra will be 12th. And Masset 13th. Maffeo Cancu, I apologize once again, 13th. And Roman Vedelivo will come home in 14th. A quick dive into the LMP2s with Wojciech Ratajczyk, and then back to the GTEs with Spatella, who comes home 16th for the GTEs. Then, hey, let's go back to the LMP2s. Rene Baer retired as well, followed by Ruben Marquez, who started on the front row for the GTEs. And after that one mistake at the hairpin, getting taken out, the hairpin just wasn't there. Andrich as well retired. And then Yakubu, well, we all saw unfortunately what happened to Yakubu. He's still in the pits, by the way. I think he must have just left. I think he must have just left the seat and just not gone back.
I just went. I'm heading out.
No, Neil, that is not the only reason I wanted to. I just wanted to give Rob a bit of a break from saying the hard names.
Well, are you saying that you can say it better than me? Really?
No.
Yeah, damn right.
No. So let's just go over these big movers we were talking about as I go and tell you about my driver of the day. We'll give a shout out as well. Jordan Pierce, by the way, in one of the Ferraris, made up 5 places as we were talking about, came home in P10. Mayringer did not qualify, still making up 10 places. That's a still good result there in 8th position. Van der Duin made up 6, of course. It's pretty quiet, though, in the LMP2s. Burkhardt made up 2 places, definitely, and Drew Lloyd made up 2 places. That was about it. I can't really say much about the LMP1s. I will say, though, Korbs making up 2 places. Rart stayed there. I could give my driver of the day to Oliver Dean for that fantastic move at the start, but I think for the battle in that car for Jan Korbs will be my driver of the day, because that was a great drive. And, Alex Salmon has, become a one of the top names in the LMP1 field. So to get by him and make that, he managed to get by and held on to it. So Jan Korbs for me is my driver of the day.
Jan Korbs in the I was about to say the 919, but it's not the 919. It is the Jan Corbs of the tracker. Give me tracker and all that kind of jazz. Let's see, where exactly is Jan Corbs? There he is. Driver of the day is Jan Corbs. Second position. Well done to him. Not first position as I think he would have liked to see, but unfortunately it do be like that. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Craig, where that shield at?
I'll give you that shield. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. If you have liked what you've seen for the first time, hit that like button and the subscribe button on the video. And also, we do have the membership with Rob just putting those emotes everywhere like he does because he loves doing it. That is our membership as well. Shout out once again to trackcams22.com, providing these cameras for us every race, every season, every day, every month, every year. If you want to join our community, our little Discord chat, our little Discord group, underneath the video again is a link to it. Any donations, once again, is appreciated. We are on the social medias, Twitter and Instagram, already on TV. Now, if you want to see more of us, tomorrow's a big event for us. The Racing Cinerick's 12 Hours of Daytona for Macmillan Cancer, UK. Already over £2,000 raised for this charity. And it's GT1s and the HPDs, the GT1 community, coming out and supporting this race so well. We will be giving you all the coverage of that race, the full 12 hours and more, of course, the qualifying. But we are back for Sunday for another new name. Well, same series, new name, the Huskenveld GT Challenge on Sunday at the flagship Nordschleife. And then next week, we start next week, Wednesday, Racing Cinerick's World Series and Racing Cinerick's America Series. And we'll be back here next week for, I want to say, I can't remember where we are next week. That's very good of me.
We're not here next week.
We're not here next week, are we?
No, it's Christmas.
We won't be here next week. But if you would like to watch some racing next week, be advised that it's going to be Imola next week. So, if you only just tuned in for the European Sprint Series, have a Merry Christmas. We will not be seeing you for all those season greetings. But until then, I have been Craig King.
I've been Robert O'Brien.
And this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good evening.